Got to Go Bold, Season 2, Episode 10. And yes, it's the first time I have to do things like this because we had some technical issues on our end and we had a guest. And thank you so much for being resilient and being an hour or two with us. But we didn't manage to figure out the best way to record and to have the guest on. So because of this technical issue, we could not have a pod on. So today we're filming episode 10, just saying some quick thoughts. And if you want to support FC Wonderkid, please like this video. It's a huge support, even though with all that struggle, oh my days, I'm still insane with it. But the week of football was insane too, so we gotta go bold. And for other guests, please comment on YouTube people that you would like to see on the channel, and we can screenshot and send it to those people. So comment on YouTube guests that you would like to see here on the FC Wonderkid podcast season 2. And yes, I said it was a special week of football because no, not because Guardiola is going absolutely nuts, okay? Guardiola, this is crazy, mate. I didn't think this would happen in my lifetime to see Pep Guardiola not winning a football match in seven, Guardiola. In his last 7 games, 6 defeats, 1 draw. And the draw, Man City was winning 3-0 until the 75th minute. And never in the history of the Champions League, a team hadn't won a game if they were leading until that time. So they had a draw with Feyenoord 3-3. Things aren't looking good. And it's not looking good, obviously, because of Rodri. Anyone can see that Rodri for Man City is absolutely irreplaceable. A stat that shows this is Man City with Rodri, 0 losses in the Premier League since the start of last season. 0 in 36 games. Without Rodri, 7 losses in 15 games. This is a mega issue, and I guarantee you, if Pep Guardiola is extending his contract, he knows that in January, Man City is going to spend big money. I think Zubimendi is the obvious choice. There was interest for Bruno Guimaraes. It could happen, but the player that I really believe will go to Man City, or in January, it's very difficult. But in the summer, certainly, it will be Florian Wirtz, the best replacement possible for Kevin De Bruyne. And Man City obviously has this leadership issue, not having Rodri present and Rúben Dias. But another issue too is Mahrez was scoring goals in the past. Sterling was scoring goals in the past. Gabriel Jesus even scored goals in the past. But now you have Foden and Savio in the Premier League. You know how many goals they have? Please, if you know ball, you said it straight away. It's 0 goals currently. The Premier League Player of the Year last season has 0 goals. And Savio, that was balling out for Girona last season, has also 0 goals. So there's a clear issue playing-wise too at Man City. And I'll be honest with you, I see Man City play, and I don't believe, style-wise, they're as good as maybe a team of Rúben and Amorim. But that can be bold to say currently. So please let us know down below, what does Man City have to do in the summer transfer window? And will they win a match in the recent future? Let us know down below. And who do they lose to? They lose to the Liverpool. Liverpool currently, this is a bold statement for some, but it's fact for others. They're the best team in the world currently. Leader of the Premier League, leader of the Champions League, leader of the Prem by so many points, okay? It's 9 points. And something I gotta respect Arne Slot, he didn't buy a lot of players. Arne Slot used the players that were already at Liverpool and he made them better. The cases of Ryan Gravenberch, one of the best midfielders in the Prem, Konate, Luis Diaz, Curtis Jones is more confident, Connor Bradley, what a game! What a game against Real Madrid. And Liverpool, in their last 10 matches, they're undefeated. And they face the likes of Chelsea, Leipzig, Leverkusen, Real Madrid, and now Man City. So this is an elite statement by Arne Slot, showing to the world that he's got the best team in the world. And look, he's top 5 managers in the world currently, right now. And yes, I'm stating that Liverpool has the best team in the world, but at the end of the season, there's still doubts if Liverpool's going to win the Champions League. There's still doubts if Liverpool is going to win the Premier League. And there's a feeling that there's no dominant team in football currently, like we've seen in the past with Real Madrid and Man City. You don't feel that there's a team that 100% will win everything. So that's why football is exciting and it's back. Even Dortmund in their Klassiker, they drew with Bayern Munich. That was 7 games in a row with clean sheets. That's a mad stat. And Barcelona too, that look, Hansi Flick started very well. That elite week beating Bayern Munich and Real Madrid, that was historic, okay? But Barcelona currently, without Lamine Yamal on the pitch starting, they have difficulties. They're much more predictable. Rafinha, great season he's having. But if Lamine isn't playing at the same time, Barca is a much more predictable team. So let's wait and see what's going to happen, because there's currently some things that needs to change at Barca, and I'm very curious to see how their transfers are going to be with Hansi Flick 2 in January. Barca, in their last 3 games, 0 wins, and this is something that will change real soon. Oh, and I wanted to mention this because Rory Jennings keeps on being ranted, that man. And with all reason, okay? Because Stunt Peg, I completely agree with you. Mo Salah is the best right winger in the history of the Premier League because of his consistency. A prime season, Cristiano Ronaldo was better and Eden Hazard was better. But we gotta respect that longevity and what Salah has done. It's insane that Salah doesn't get handed a contract guaranteed. 24 goal involvements this season in 20 games. Tell me one player that can do that in the Premier League. Honestly, this season, Erling Haaland can't do it. Maybe Cole Palmer, but Salah is doing it. So respect the name of Mo Salah, the Egyptian king. And I mentioned Real Madrid briefly. If I mentioned Barca, Liverpool, it makes sense to also state Real. That look, Real Madrid are still in the La Liga title race. A lot of people are disrespecting Real Madrid. That look, to be fair, 26 injuries this season. Is that fair? Is that fair? And Asensio, I like what I'm seeing from that center back too. Asensio has a lot of that humbleness that he knows that he's never gonna be bigger than Real Madrid. Every player should accept that, okay? But with some players' egos, you get that feeling that they think they're the biggest player in the world. And Asensio has this humbleness. He understands the opportunity he's having, and that's why I think he's gonna be a great valued player this season for Real Madrid. So Asensio, Rudiger, that's going to be a great center-back option. That it happens because of injuries. But for me, it's strange to see Arda Güler and Hendrik not getting more minutes. And I think this is something, while the season is going, Hendrik and Arda Güler will be more involved with minutes, and they will show with results that they can make a difference too. These are 2 extremely talented players, so people that point fingers at them, they shouldn't, okay? They're still learning. They're learning to adapt to a new place, a new city. More Hendrik, okay, because Arda Güler has been there a year, but it's never easy to play at Real Madrid. Martin Odegaard knows, and let's hope that we can see the best versions of Arda Güler and Hendrik at Real Madrid. Oh, this is so weird, people. But again, if you're listening to the podcast here, thank you so much, okay, for listening until now. And I guarantee you, people, this technical issue will be fixed, and we're going to go bolder soon. And obviously, I have to say, Copa Libertadores, another Portuguese wins it. The Portuguese managers are the best in the world, next to the Italian and next to the Spanish. Copa Libertadores in 2019, Jorge Jesus won it. In 2020, Abel won it. In 2021, Abel won it again. And now, in 2024, we have Artur Jorge that has done an amazing job with Mr. John Textor at Botafogo. Botafogo in their first final of Libertadores, they also win it with players like Alexander Barbosa, great center back, Adrielson, another great center back, Severino, baller from the Venezuelan national team, Luis Enrique, that was really good at Real Betis, if some people can recall, and also Igor, the striker that played also for Brazil recently. So this team, and Bash, great player, great center back too. So this team of Botafogo has a lot of talented individuals, and they can play so well as a collective because of Artur Jorge that deserves all this recognition. And it's unfortunate that I have to say, but FC Wonderkid is an informative podcast. Now with the Leon situation, John Textor has to get funds, and I could see a lot of players from this team leave for a good price. Like a Luis Enrique that has a lot of interest. Like Thiago Almada that was in the MLS in the past. Alex tells you no. He's going to stay there and he's gonna retire in Brazil happily ever after. Or maybe at Porto. But this is all to say that Botafogo fans expect to see an outing from many players because John Textor has to solve the situation at Lyon. And I had to speak about this, obviously. Obviously, I had to speak about this because in this channel, we've spoken about Rúben Amorim for what, 2 years now? And look, Man United fans, your life has changed. Manchester United is going to be great again, and it's because of Rúben Amorim and his assistant coaches. I warned you about Adélio Cândido, Jorge Vital, that people are already putting videos of Jorge Vital working with Onana. I have no doubts about what I'm going to say this. I'm not going to say Man United is going to win the Premier League in this first season with no signings still, but one thing I can tell you, and you can already see in Rúben Amorim's second match in the Premier League, it's he is going to raise immediately the value of the Manchester United squad. Onana, Mazraoui, Hamad, Højlund, Mason Mount are all players that are being looked in a different way now with Rúben Amorim. There's hope, there's belief that you can win a Premier League with these players, and that's what Rúben can do. It's not just the intelligence tactics-wise that he's one of the best in the world, but it's the emotional intelligence that I do believe he's the best manager in the world, with the players, the relationship he has, and how he deals with the media with communication. He's the smiley one, honestly. Mourinho, the special one. And now Rúben Amorim is mad, the smiley one. Oh my days. It's just belief. Belief. And accountability is the big word too. Rúben is strict, but if he didn't succeed at Man United, I don't believe the world would blame Rúben. They would blame the players. And I guarantee you that is being spoke to the players. And the way he transmits his tactics to the players, Rúben Amorim, you can see that even in that press conference he stated, like, players can't be concentrated more than 10 minutes. He walks through the situations in closed doors. He shows tapes of given moments. The way he educates footballers towards his tactics, that's what makes Rúben Amorim special. He knows football in a different way. And the biggest threat to Pep Guardiola's dominance, it's not Arteta. Arne Slot, well, there's an argument that it can be Arne Slot, but I'm going to go bold and say the biggest threat is Rúben Amorim, because that man thinks different. A different idea of game. The emotional intelligence, like I said, is different, and the Man United brand can convince any player in the world of football to play for the Red Devils. So with the right culture, with the right manager, Manchester United will be great again with Rúben Amorim. And this is a challenge, and this is the best way to do it if the podcast is in a monologue. Name me one manager that is under 40 better than Rúben Amorim. I wouldn't pick Fabian Hürzeler in front of Rúben Amorim, but I think he's doing a terrific job at Brighton. The top 4 currently, that is insane. But Rúben is so special that I wouldn't pick any manager currently in the world of football to build my team that is under 40 manager. No manager. And here in my notes, because you guys deserve always the best preparation, there is this quote of Rúben Amorim that he says, "I specially believe a lot in Mason Mount." Especially because Mason Mount can play in many positions on the pitch, just like Bruno Fernandes too, but there's that work rate. We've seen it with Tuchel, we saw it with Lampard, we saw it with Southgate. Mason Mount, he gives it all off ball. And with ball, he adds a ton of quality like we saw in his prime at Chelsea. So Man United fans, I believe you will see the best version of Mason Mount in the next 2 years. Better than the version of Tuchel at Chelsea. Believe in Rúben Amorim. And just look at this stat. It just shows what we're seeing. It's historic. It's historic. Since August 2021, United hadn't had a bigger win than 4-0 or more than 4 goals. So again, in a second Premier League game, we already see a 4-0 win, a clean sheet. That's a big statement. With Maguire playing, with Martinez playing, with De Ligt playing, with Mazraoui. Mazraoui, one of the biggest bargains of the last summer. What a deal that was. This is what I have to, again, I'm stating it. Increase of the value of the squad. You will perceive the Man United players in a different way, and that's something that only Rúben Amorim can do in this short period of time. Ten Hag would not get this done. And just a statistic that shows that Ten Hag was a huge issue at Man United. Shambolic appointment. His last 7 matches of Erik Ten Hag, 1 win, 4 draws, 2 defeats, 8 goals scored, 11 suffered. After Erik Ten Hag with Ruud and now Rúben Amorim, 5 wins, 2 draws, 0 defeats. Wow. And I stated Arne Slot next to Rúben Amorim being the biggest threat to Pep Guardiola, but there's another team that's impressing me a lot. It's Chelsea. Chelsea are a top 4 candidate 100%. We cannot look at what Chelsea's doing and not praise them, because a lot of people would point fingers in the past. Now they can't, okay? Because now Enzo Maresca clearly has improved. Marco Curella, Moises Caicedo, Nico Jackson, Madueke, and Cole Palmer has been at the same level at the top. Yes, he hasn't been as consistent maybe as last season, but he's coming back, and we saw that with this game at Aston Villa. He may not score every game, but Cole Palmer doesn't have horrible games at Chelsea. And a mad stat that shows how special Cole Palmer is. That's why that man has to start every game for England. He's the player, since the start of last season in the Premier League, he's the player with most goal involvements. Even though we have a Erling Haaland that can go bold at moments. Even though we have Mo Salah that's, look, he is quite close. I think the difference is only 1 goal involvement. Still, Cole Palmer at such a young age, leading Chelsea in many moments. He's the leader in most goal involvements since the start of last season. That just shows how special they are, and people do not talk about this enough in England, and they have to. Why is Madueke giving everything he can to prove that to Chelsea that he's the right winger? Because in real soon, the best talents in Brazil since Neymar is going to Chelsea. William Estevão, a.k.a. Messinho for some, when he comes to Chelsea, that right wing spot will be his. So Chelsea will have William Estevão, they will have Cole Palmer, they will also have Kendry Paez, the Independiente del Valle wonderkid that I've been following since the age of 15, leading Ecuador next to Caicedo, that is also at Chelsea. The amount of talents, it will make it very hard for Madueke, for Pedro Neto, João Felix, all to coexist. So Chelsea is living a moment of decisions. So I hope my Portuguese man, João Felix, Pedro Neto, Renato Veiga also, they managed to convince the Chelsea team, the Chelsea board, Enzo Maresca, that they're the real deal. And I think that will happen. Come on. And Arsenal, look, I went to see Arsenal against Sporting. I was humbled. I was very humbled, okay? Because with Rúben Amorim, I was stating they were going to have a draw. And 5-1. Sporting deserved to lose 5-1. They did. I can't lie to you and say this, that, and the other thing. Sporting, they could have gone a draw, this, that, and the other thing. No! Arsenal balled out, and I'll say this too on camera. One of the best midfielders I've ever seen live in a stadium is Martin Odegaard. The way he pressures in the blind side every player is insane. The technical ability, the ways, the dynamics he has with Saka, dynamics he has with Rice, the dynamics he has with everyone, Kai Havertz. Odegaard ticks different, and if Martin Odegaard doesn't play for Arsenal, they can risk not even getting top 4. But with Martin Odegaard on the pitch, they're a contender to win the Premier League 100%. And I'll state also this. The future of Arsenal with Saka, the present future of Arsenal with Saka, Saliba, Martin Odegaard, Declan Rice, with a striker like Viktor Gyökeres. Arsenal, for me, in this moment, even though Liverpool's going crazy too and only have 1 defeat to Nottingham Forest, they would be the biggest contenders next to Liverpool 100% to win the Premier League currently, if they had a striker like Viktor Gyökeres. So Arsenal fans, phase 5 is real close. You're in phase 4.5 currently, and I can be perceived too as a hater at given moments of Arsenal. But I'm not a hater. I'm just a realist. Arsenal have never won the Champions League. Arsenal were close to winning the Premier League, but they don't have that team that you say 100% they would win. So now, with that striker, things change. Things absolutely change. And also Calafiori. I say about Odegaard, Calafiori makes it very difficult for you to man-mark him. The right-hand side of Sporting did not know what to do because Calafiori would be going to the middle constantly. He would be even next to Saka at the right wing at given moments. Insane. Insane what you're building, Arsenal. And another fact is, and it's undeniable, the best center-back duo in football currently, it's impossible for you to name another duo but Gabriel and William Saliba. The work they did to Viktor Gyökeres, I hadn't seen anyone do it. And it was just insane. And Gabriel doing this, the disrespect, the audacity. The next time Viktor Gyökeres plays Gabriel, I guarantee you that's going to be box office, those duels. He will score. He will score, but we could also see a masterclass from Gabriel and Saliba, like we saw in Stadio Zelva. And last thing I want to say too is with the FIFA The Best Awards, I'm not going to have a rant here with Lionel Messi being with the 11 nominees to win the best, but I'll be honest with you, Lionel Messi has won everything he could win in football. Is it a disrespect to see Lionel Messi in the top 10 best players in the world? No, because Lionel Messi, in terms of ability, he's still one of the best players in the world. But in terms of statistics, ability, silverware won, like we've seen the Ballon d'Or, the FIFA The Best Award, go with that logic. We don't understand how we see a Lautaro out, a Mo Salah out. Lautaro especially, golden boot in Serie A, golden boot in Copa America. He scored 5 goals in Copa America. He scored 5 goals in Copa America. Lautaro was that guy. Not in the World Cup, but in Copa America, he was that guy. So it saddens me not to see a Lautaro. So I will be shocked if FIFA The Best is awarded to Lionel Messi. That I do not believe that will be the case. I hope Vinicius Jr. wins the FIFA The Best. But again, the people that are ranting, him being there, again, Messi with ability deserves to be in the top 11 best players in the world, okay? In terms of the ability that he can do. But he made a choice to go to the MLS. He made a choice to go to an easier league. Just like Cristiano Ronaldo made a choice to go to the Saudi Pro League. He should be in the best attackers nominations because I still believe he's one of the best finishers in football. But he shouldn't be there, in my opinion. Lionel Messi. But I'm not going to rant and hate about it. What I'm going to rant and hate about, and Messi is involved, is Inter Miami going to the FIFA Club World Cup. That should not be the case. It's so mad, that decision, that now we have officially the 32 teams with Botafogo winning the Libertadores. But it's so mad that Inter Miami winning the league phase of the MLS grants them the access to the FIFA Club World Cup. They're out of the MLS. They got knocked out straight away. I can't understand it. The invited team is honestly just being picked because Messi's there, and that irritates me, okay? It irritates me that Inter Miami goes to the FIFA Club World Cup with no merits. With no merits. I would love to see a Sporting there. I would love to see a team that would have mad value in terms of sporting ability. I don't believe that Messi will add the same as other teams would. It's sad, and it puts me crazy. But we'll see Mascherano as a manager in the FIFA Club World Cup with Busquets, Suarez, Messi. It's going to give ratings. Yay! FIFA wins. But the fans. Come on, the fans. So yeah, I did indirectly rant about Messi. So people, yes, I know this episode 10 was not ideal, and this is the first time I'm even recording in this way an episode here in season 2. Season 1, too, we never did this like this. Wow, again, thank you so much, people, for all your support. Like this video for episode 10. It's a huge help for us. Follow us on Spotify. Follow us on Apple Podcasts if you're listening in those platforms. And give us suggestions of people that you would like to see on YouTube. And if you think you're someone that can be here on the podcast, please DM me. I will answer as I usually do, people, okay? Just don't be retarded and say, oh, I hate you, No, just come in an approachable way, and I will answer you too in an approachable way. Thank you so much for all the support. We're going to have a podcast definitely next week, people, okay? I can guarantee you that. And yes, we got to go bold. Week yes. And we're going bold here with having solutions for the best community. Thank you for going bold, people.